hope that no one is hurt and no one is injured and it doesn't escalate from here. Look at the flag. Yeah, guy.
There it is. Mexican flag, and you know.
This is criminal activity.
Oh my gosh.
Smart, very smart.
Well, that is our mostly peaceful protests going
Mostly
on.
peaceful.
That looked mostly peaceful to
The
me.
other part was very violent. Gosh, that part just really irritates me. That guy just throwing rocks at him as they drive by. I just want him to stop and grab that guy.
I know.
Arrest him. That just really irritates me.
And then the fireworks to get into the building. So they were shooting those fireworks at the ICE building to get inside.
Why? Why, guys? What does that do? What is this doing for anyone, anywhere?
Yeah, especially if your whole argument is you want to be able to stay here in America, like you're not making a very good case for yourself.
Right. Nothing says we're on the side of truth and justice like rioting, looting, and blowing up fireworks in a federal building.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Nothing says we are valuable to this society and this country like riot.
I mean, the irony is it's probably American citizens that are doing that, though. That's the irony.
I think it's a mixture.
Yeah, probably. It's like you think that the illegals would be like, stop doing that.
You're making us look bad.
Right, yeah, right.
Stop.
Like
We want to show that we are good contributors.
Right.
Like,
Stop. Like, it'd be the biggest ones out there. What was that one meme that says, nothing says nobody reps Mexico harder than the people that are living here that refuse to go back,
Right.
It's like,
and like the fact that you're waving the Mexico flag while doing all these terrible things, like that's how you're representing Mexican culture and Mexico. Like, you're not really giving Mexico a good name.
Doesn't that just reinforce the Alien Enemies Act?
Right.
That they're waving a foreign flag as they're lighting off explosives in a federal building. Is that justifying exactly what we're saying?
Like, nothing they do makes sense. Like, they just dig themselves deeper into a hole.
And I remember being some of these people like, yeah, just, let's burn it down. Let's just, let's cause destruction and chaos. And then they'll take us seriously. And it's like, you don't think that far ahead. It's like, no, they're going to do the exact opposite. They're not going to take you seriously by doing it.
Do you let your kids do that? Like, okay, my kid's just going to destroy the whole house and cause all this destruction, and that's how they're going to get what they want.
Right. Now I'm going to give them they destroyed all this stuff. Okay. Nice.
Okay, you can have it. Like, no. That's a good way to not get what you want.
Right. And that's the difference, guys. I was at Standing Rock and I saw what happened there. And yeah, some things got burned. Some things got destroyed. But there was no attacking of the police. There was no attacking, buildings and private property. That didn't happen. And that's how you knew that the cops were in the wrong, because they were the ones doing that. They were the ones that were firing into a peaceful protest where there was no intimidation. There was no violence, and let the enemy do that if that's the case. Let the other person be the aggressor. Turn the other cheek on that and show the world who's the real aggressor here, who's the real oppressor. When you do stuff like that, even if you were in the right, you just lost all credibility. And that's what people need to see, is that if you want to actually make a difference, that is not going to ever be it. January 6th, they were firing stuff into the crowd, into the peaceful protesters. I mean, you don't see fires on January 6th.
Nope.
You don't see any looting. That could have gone on and on and on. When they told people to leave, people left. They said, after 6 o'clock, get out of here. Otherwise, you're going to be arrested. And people left.
Yeah, the only smoke came from the tear gas that day. That wasn't none of us starting the fires. But
and an American citizen was shot not the police. And none of they were getting hurt, and none of that was happening. But if you guys are still with us, guys, we really appreciate you. We love you. This is Speak Truth America. I am Des.
And I'm Serene.
It's a show where we are pro-God,
pro-freedom, and pro-truth. We're just a couple of hippie patriots bringing you what the TV can't televise.
That's right. And don't forget producer Brian back there making it all happen. He is our brain behind all this. Welcome to episode
26.
No gang signs,
Okay,
right.
So that was day one, round one of the season of Summer of Love.
Summer of Love and the season of love.
So let's see what happened day two or round two.
Round two. Here we go. Make Mexico great again. There's way more violence going on there than there should be.
You were waiting to make that joke.
Give me a break.
Okay, but for real, like, what's with the Waymo thing? Like, you're attacking driverless cars?
I'm working on a new conspiracy theory that Elon Musk is actually behind all the riots.
He's the one funding it.
He's like, take out Waymo because I'm about to release a cab company.
Oh my God. Is that what they mean by mostly peaceful? It's like, well, no one was in the Waymo, so.
We can destroy those all day long. And again, it's like you're just causing, like, I'm sure the city's going to be on the hook for that or something, you know, somehow it's going to cost the taxpayers.
Well, just like, what is the point of that?
Right. We showed that Waymo cab, showed him who's boss. Everybody, look, you don't
showed that robot. Like, is the Waymo, like, deporting people?
Telling you, Elon Musk, he's behind it. He's like, I need to get something off of me. I need to get the media off of me right now. We need to have someone talking about something else. Yes,
terrible.
Fires.
Don't start rumors.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah. But anyways, there's more.
There's more.
So.
There's more. Unfortunately. This is embarrassing.
Okay, that's attempted murder, especially for the ones that had people driving in them. Like, that is attempted murder.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, what are these people thinking?
That January 6th.
No.
Chucking cinder blocks at police officers.
Well, they didn't leave any cinder blocks for us conveniently there, to be fair.
There's all these bricks and cinder blocks. Who's funding this?
They just, right? During BLM, there happen to be piles of bricks. During this, there happen to be piles of cinder blocks. Like, really?
Weird.
Yeah. Nobody's raising an eyebrow about that?
I'm raising both of them on that one.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we even have more, right?
There's more, but wait. There's more.
Oh, this one.
Where it just feels like something's going to happen, and you're waiting for it to happen. And
Bionic shield.
See the National Guard in front of the federal building, but as far as this intersection where we're seeing all this take place, there's no local police to be seen. Yeah. And we have people handing out masks and gas masks, and we just saw people graffitiing the sidewalk right in front of this truck, and we've seen people doing burnouts in the street. There's no local law enforcement around.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building, almost behind you, and perhaps the visual is obstructed from your point of view. But I can tell you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have staged. They are blocking that freeway overpass, so protesters can't get on that overpass like they did yesterday and throw bricks or concrete or scooters down.
So yeah, that was bionic shields that apparently are being handed out to these protesters, and I heard those are like $60 or so.
Oh.
So this is a heavily funded protest.
Yeah. And you know, nothing fights fascism better than riots.
And fascism.
Fascism.
We fight fascism with more fascism.
You know, If you really want to stick it to the man, loot your local store and
I know, right?
Set a building on fire just around any old one.
That'll tell them.
That'll stop them. That's all they have to do. It's just that easy.
I just don't see the logic. Like, there is no logic except for they want to destroy things. And it is just really weird that they are setting all these fires, like setting cars on fires, dumpster fires, whatever, fireworks, like in the city that was just destroyed by fire not too long ago, like literally this year. Like, what are you guys thinking? And
Right.
they're like, oh, well, people shouldn't be, they shouldn't be deporting people here. That's what started it. Like, no, deportations are happening everywhere.
Right.
And you don't see this going on everywhere. So,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hate to say it, but it's like, in a way, these people are the victims too, because they think that this is appropriate. They think that this is okay. Like, they think that enforcing the law is illegal, while obstructing the law is totally legal. They think that,
and justified.
yeah, it's justified to obstruct the law, but it's absolutely unjust to enforce it.
Right.
And that doesn't make any sense, you know? And then they're going to throw rocks and bricks like they're making a difference or something. And then when one of them gets grabbed and sent to prison for 20 years,
They're going to cry.
they're going to say, fascism, fascism. And that's, you know, some kind of insanity. But it's like, this is what they fostered. AOC, I mean, even Newsom, they still haven't condemned any of this. You don't see any high-powered, well, John Fetterman, other than John Fetterman, you don't see any other high-powered Democrats at this point condemning the violence and saying,
Right.
guys, stop, 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 please stop. This makes us look terrible. You are not helping. They conveniently, just like the Summer of Love, you could say, oh, well, this or that. But we already had this track record once. We did this dance, remember? The Summer of Love. We watched the riots. And it
BLM
took
stuff.
It took Biden administration over 100 days to condemn the violence. And that was right down the street from our house.
Right. Anyways, we have another video from one of our favorite performers, reporters, Ben Berkwam. So he was down there and always love his reporting. So let's see what he got.
He's a real performer, not a real reporter, not a performer. Not a journalist disguised as, or activist disguised as a journalist.
Right.
Out here in front of ICE office in Los Angeles. I just want you guys to do me a favor. Look at this video of the protesters out here. Look at all the foreign flags. I got a question for you. If you love that country so much, why are you in America, protesting America, flying your foreign flag?
Right.
If you love that country so much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, Ben's a real one. Ben's hardcore.
Yeah.
Pray for Ben. If you guys know Ben and love him, pray for him. He's always on the front lines, guys.
Yeah, like literally. He does things that no one will do.
Yeah, no, he does. Great.
But yeah, he's down there as expected because he's just always there.
He's awesome.
And he's got a really good point. Like, why are you waving flags of countries that you don't want to go back to?
Right.
If you really love America and you want to stay in America and you think that America is home for everyone, then why aren't you waving the American flag?
That's right. That would make a lot more sense, and I'd have a lot more respect for what's going on there.
Right. It'd be like, look at all these people that really love this country and just really want to have a better life. Like, they're so patriotic. They're, you know, if they were actually being like that, like, that might change public opinion. But right now, you're very much solidifying that we want you gone.
Yeah. I mean, it could have something to do with the fact that, like, what was it, 36 different people running for office in Mexico were killed. Over like 100 people were gunned down or shot in the pursuit of trying to make Mexico great. And they should make Mexico great, because that would help make the rest of the world great too. The more everybody makes their countries great, the more it's just going to help everybody else too.
Exactly.
So you need to go down there and fight the war down there, guys.
Anyways,
moving right along.
Seems like now that Trump sent in the National Guard and there's more support down there for law enforcement, that people are now finally getting arrested.
Yeah, throw it in the comments, guys. Do you support this? Do you fully support it? Do you kind of support it? Or
what, the
not
arrests?
Really? No, sending in troops.
Okay.
Because, not everybody wants to see it. We saw what happened with Kent
I support
State.
it.
I do. I 100%.
When it gets to this level, yeah. What are you supposed to do?
So far on my poll, looks like nobody said no. Or
There you
nobody
go.
said kind of no. So
Yeah, let's see it.
The police just said we're all under arrest.
That's called FAFO.
it's not fascism. It's FAFOism.
Crying.
Surrounded.
Yeah.
They're not fighting they're fighting fascism with FAFOism. Going down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you expect? Honestly, look at what's happening. As soon as, if you are really, really, really down there with good intentions because you believe in whatever the cause is and, you know, you wanted to show what you believe in a peaceful way, as soon as you see these violent things happening, fires starting, violence towards police officers, as soon as you start seeing that, you get out of there.
That's right.
You leave. You're like, this is not what I came here for. I'm gone. And then you wouldn't deal with this kind of crap. But like, if you're going to stay, expect that you're going to find out.
Yeah. Like when we were walking down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol,
On
on
J6.
J6, we saw waves and waves of people, the whole Pennsylvania Avenue from the Ellipse to the Capitol building, were people coming the other way. And we were wondering why, we're like asking people why everyone's going that way. Why are you guys coming back? People are like, we didn't come here for this.
Right.
That's BS. We don't want any part of that.
And that was before we went over there to see what was actually going on.
Because you couldn't see what was going on until you
No.
got right up front. So
Right. And as soon as we saw that, we were like, okay, turning around, let's get out of here.
We don't want any part of this.
Yeah. So that's the big difference. You know, they're saying like, oh, nobody listens to peaceful protesters, so we have to be violent. And it's like, yeah, people have eyes on you now, but it's not doing anything positive for your movement.
Like they said, your parents used to say, it's not the right attention. That's not the kind of attention.
Exactly. It's not that kind of attention you want.
Right. So let's see what the people who are supposed to be calling this out and condemning it, let's see what they're saying, Mr. New Scum. This Bass.
Do you think the National Guard is needed now?
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. I will tell you that I'm saddened by the extent of the vandalism in the form of graffiti all through the downtown area. But it is important for people to know that even in downtown, this is isolated to a few streets. This is not citywide civil unrest taking place in Los Angeles. A few streets downtown, it looks horrible. People committed crimes. It is absolutely unacceptable. And those people that set cars on fire or did other forms of vandalism will be sought to be arrested and prosecuted. This is not the way to promote a cause like immigrant rights.
Do you think the National
Do you think that she knew that they were playing that alongside her while she was talking?
She had no idea. We just need to insert JD Vance with, Karen Bass, do you hear yourself? It's just a few streets being taken over by rioters.
It's just a few streets.
It's just a few. And I'm sure it was just a few fires.
Yeah. And don't you love how her biggest gripe was, I'm very upset about the vandalism.
Right.
And then she goes on to mention the cars being set on fire, but she didn't say she was upset about it.
That's dumb Bass. But
yeah, it is wild.
I can't believe it.
So that's either, incompetence or they're doing things on purpose and they want this to happen for some crazy reason. And if either of those are the case, then yes, we most definitely need to send in National Guard.
I mean, likely it'll be like, well, we need another spending bill. We need to go to the California legislature and pass another spending bill because all this happened. And we'll see where that ends up.
Yeah. Now let's see Newsom crying about the National Guard.
Some new scum. How dare you?
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. What the hell is this guy? come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
Tough guy.
You know, I don't give a damn. I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop.
Grow up.
And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Let's go.
Does anybody else find that hilarious?
I feel like that was his monologue. Yeah, right. I know. It did feel like, an intense scene in a movie. Like he practiced that.
Right.
You could tell he practiced it. Like his face.
He's just empty, like vapid slogans. Like it's just so fake. Like how does anybody see that? It's like, oh yeah, that sounds genuine. How does anybody feel like that guy's actually standing up for anything?
No.
Anywhere. I mean, he's not even being a convincing tough guy. It's funny. He's
tough guy.
Like you're putting.
Who do you think you are?
You're putting
just the
on
president
the
of the United States.
Right. No, he's talking about Tom Homan. But still, either way.
The borders are of the president of the United States.
Right.
Like either way.
You don't ever see Tom Homan posture up like that. Oh, I'm going to get every. He's like, he's just always like, we're going to enforce the law. We're just going to keep doing it. But then you see Gavin Newsom saying stuff like that. Oh, come in, arrest me. Like makes these bombastic statements. And it's like.
Yeah. And even Tom Homan commented on that comment. And he was like, well, as of now, we don't have anything to arrest him on. He hasn't broke the law. But if he does, then we will.
Right.
So,
I just don't understand how they can't just say we condemn all this violence in the strongest manner. Like we don't want any of this.
Right.
It's like I just want him to be safe out there. Like, well, how about you condemn the violence first before you talk about how you want him to be safe? Say, hey, stop doing this. Whoever's doing that, you're going to be caught. You're going to be busted. You're going to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law because you're the ones that are putting people in harm's way.
Exactly. They're not going to do that because obviously there's a bigger plan at play here. And we know that it's a plan because a lot of MAGA people have been warning that this was going to happen this summer. And here we are and it's happening. So how was this a predictable outcome?
Yeah, it seems likely that their whole scheme in California and a lot of other places has been entirely dependent upon this illegal immigration scheme for cheap labor, for voting, for representation in Congress, for all these different multitudes of reasons. They seem to be dependent upon them. And I wouldn't be surprised if what Elon and other people have been digging into this have found that they're actually scamming the system. That it might be actually the state or people within it who are actually funneling the money through these government programs. They've already lied about, remember Newsom talking about, oh, this isn't going to cost, none of these people are costing the taxpayer dollar. And then one of their representatives from California came out and said that is a flat out lie. So it sounds like an embezzlement scheme that if they cut off the illegal flow, they're going to cut off money to whoever's behind these Democrat parties in California. Sounds like they need this illegal immigration for something so bad that they would allow their own place to go to crap just so they could.
I just don't see, even from their perspective, how they think this strategy is going to get them what they want. Because, like, knowing this administration, when you do stuff like this, you're not going to just get away with it. They're not going to cower to these rioters and be like, okay, we'll let off. We won't deport people anymore. Like, they're not going to do that. They're actually going to go harder now.
I think that the scheme is to make ICE and the president look bad. I think the point is to agitate the situation. And right now it looks like they're not taking the bait, or they've been good at not. I mean, you've seen some of these people, the ICE, but it looks like it was more sheriff at office throwing people around, just push them around, and they're going to look at that and say, see, fascism. They want to stir the pot until somebody makes a mistake, like what happened at Kent State. If you guys remember what happened in Kent State, they wrote a song about it, with 4 dead in Ohio, where they came out and they sent the National Guard and 4 students died, or what I think it was 4. And that made them look really bad. And I think that's exactly what they're trying to do here. They're trying to goad them into making a mistake, and then they can use that against President Trump and the administration to say, see, these people are killing their own citizens. I think that's what they're trying to do here.
Yeah. It's just really interesting because a lot of the cops are getting injured. Like, I've even seen videos of like restaurants taking in the police and like helping, whatever their injuries are.
I haven't seen that.
Huh?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? Yeah. It was interesting too, because I think it was like a little Mexican restaurant or something, and the woman just like is over here like, you know, helping the cop, and he's like got a bloody head, and you know, so it's actually making the cops look like the victims here, because they're getting their cars destroyed, they're getting, you know, cinder blocks thrown at them, they're getting injured. So it's actually doing the opposite of that.
Right. And just to clarify this, guys, we love legal immigration.
Yeah.
We hate illegal immigration. We like having people over at our house. We hate when people break into our house.
Right.
We
Exactly.
love welcoming new people into the family. We hate squatters and homewreckers. So let's be real here, guys. That is what it's about. Consent. It's not about hate or racism.
Yeah.
But you guys know that if you're watching the show.
Right. Well, it seems like Anna Paulina Luna has uncovered a little bit about who is actually behind these riots. So this is very interesting.
Get in there.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Found a really great deep dive here from the Data Republican on X. So who is behind all these crazy riots in LA and that will be across the nation? Just like remember in the Summer of Love with BLM, remember who's organizing all that stuff? With this specifically is being funded by an individual by the name of Neville Singham, who actually made his money by pushing communist Chinese propaganda, became a billionaire doing it. He's now funding, and the guy behind all of these protests was also behind and tied to the protests at Columbia University, pushing all of that BS, if you don't remember. And then also, too, if you actually look at the social organization that's putting out these flyers, it's the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is, and I kid you not, the actual Communist Party. So they're using Hispanics, they're using illegal immigrants, they're trying to hype people up thinking that they care, but they don't care. They would stop illegal immigration. Obama deported people. Why all of a sudden now? It's political.
Yeah.
That's right.
What do you know? The communists are behind it again.
Oh, it's always the communists. All the roads lead to communism.
Yeah, well, they want to take us down because we're their only, you know, obstacle right now. We're the only ones in the way of them taking over the whole world. Right.
I mean, you got Karen Bass. You had, what's her name? I already forgot her name. The vice president was running for president. What was her name? Kamala.
What was her name?
What's her name? Yeah, what's her name?
You know, the thing.
You know, the thing. You know her. That all have ties to their families growing up with communist ideology in their household.
Yeah.
And it's a thing because it all leads back to Satan. It all leads back to consolidation of power, because that is what is on the table here. Freedom and sovereignty stands in their way. And all freedom and all sovereignty comes from God. So this is always a battle of good and evil. So you guys know that. If you're this far into the episode, you already know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about all we have for you for today.
Yeah,
I know that was a lot today.
That was a lot. Sorry,
if you guys like today's episode, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. And remember that we are all here for a reason. And it is up to us to create a better, more truthful world together. So always seek the truth and always speak the truth, even if your voice shakes.
Amen. And remember, guys, stay powered up in the armor of God, because it's only through our God, Jesus Christ, that we can do all things.
Amen. All right. See you guys next time.
All right, guys.